It's literally so good. I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe I have figured out how to make coffee this good at home. Hey everyone! So I have recently started making my own coffee and coffee syrups because one of my friends and I figured out how much money we were spending on coffee going out, and I wasn't getting coffee as much as I liked because it was so expensive. So we sort of figured out how to make coffee ourselves, and let me tell you, now that I figured it out at home, I don't even want to get coffee out. I've figured it out. I'm not gonna say I've gotten it down to perfection, but I can say that I actually prefer it over most store-bought coffee now. So, yay me. But I'm going to be showing you today some of the things that I have figured out on how to make coffee at home taste really good. So first off, we bought these espresso machines. We actually both got them from somebody on Marketplace, so we did not buy them for the full price at all. Mine was still in the box, taped up, brand new. Hers was used, but barely. And then we also get our coffee for the espresso machines from a local company, so it's fresh ground. When we go buy it, they grind it fresh for us, so that helps make it really good too. If you got fresh coffee grounds or buy coffee grounds from the store, they're not going to be as fresh. Has to do with the oils in the beans. When they're freshly ground, they stay around for a while. When they're store-bought, it tends to be dried out. And then also making my own syrups, which I'm going to be showing you today how to make my favorite one, maple pecan. I like pumpkin spice. The pumpkin spice one was really good, and the peppermint. However, since I'm about to be breastfeeding, hopefully this time, it didn't work the first 2 times, but I'm really hoping that it'll work this time. Can't have peppermint because that will dry you up like that. So, can't have peppermint. I did make and drink a little bit of it now before I have her, because it don't matter now. And one of the reasons I've been making my own coffee syrups is because store-bought syrup, has so much processed sugar, fake sugar, disgusting stuff in it. And I like to drink my coffee. I like coffee, but I didn't really want all that stuff, especially, anytime, but especially when I'm pregnant. So making my own coffee syrups has allowed me to only put the sugar and basically sweetener in it that I want, which has been honey, maple syrup, and molasses. Natural sweeteners. I have used no processed sugar. We started out using brown sugar, a little bit of it, but I figured out using honey with a little molasses in the syrups and stuff, it tastes just as good, if not better actually, in my opinion. And then I'm also going to be showing you how I make it on the machine, everything that I do. So, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Also, my sister-in-law has recently gotten a coffee bar area, and she's been asking how people make their coffee at home, what they do. So, sort of made this video for her too, but anybody else who wants to watch and learn from what I've been doing, feel free, because let me tell you, we've also been figuring out how much money we save. Every time we make a coffee on our machine, we mark down a tally and count that as $5 because most coffee at stores is $5. So the amount of money I've been saving is kind of astronomical and crazy. So, and I've been getting my coffee every day, so it's kind of a win-win. But yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna start out by saying I'm doubling this recipe. But the first thing I do when making my maple pecan syrup is toast my pecans over medium heat. So I'm putting 2 cups of pecans, and then I'm going to add in my whole cloves, star anise, and cinnamon sticks, and I'm gonna let them toast for around 10 minutes. Once about every minute, I'm taking the lid off and giving them a little jostling around to make sure that everything gets a good even toast. And next we add in 2 cups of water and 2 cups of maple syrup. Then I give that a good little stir and I let it simmer for around 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. After you let that simmer, you're going to scoop out all of your extra pieces, like big pieces like pecans, the cloves, star anise, and the cinnamon sticks. Next, we're going to be adding in a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla bean extract. Next, we're going to mix that all together in really good, and I like to use my frother to help really get it good and mixed in. After that, we pour the syrup into a container to let it cool. Then we're going to set it aside to cool before we add the lid on so it doesn't explode. But I also like to keep the pecans because you can dry them out and use them again in something else. So next I'm going to be showing you how I make my coffee. First, obviously I have to turn on the machine. Then I get my fresh ground coffee beans and I put them into my little puck maker thing here. I don't really know what it's called, but so when you're doing the beans, you want to get enough to put them in there and be able to push them down a little bit to where they're just past the edge, but you don't want to pack them down so hard that the coffee cannot, or the water cannot strain through the beans. I've done that before and it just doesn't work very well. So you want to pack them in there, but just not too tight. And then for every shot of espresso, I do 1 scoopful of my syrup. So I usually make a double shot, so I usually put 2 scoopfuls into my little cup. Then after that, I add a little bit of honey, stick it under my machine, and press go. So while my espresso is brewing, I will grab a cup and start making the rest of the coffee, which in this case I was making iced. So I fill my cup up about halfway with ice. Then I get my milk and my heavy whipping cream and I fill the cup up about halfway, so right at the top of the ice with milk. And then I will add in a good amount of whipped cream, not too much, but I like to make it enough to make it a little bit thicker. Then I just take the rest of my coffee I brewed, pour it over top of that, and we're done. Just take a straw in it and stir it up, and now we get to try it. So let's go ahead and give it a little taste. It's literally so good. I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe I have figured out how to make coffee this good at home. But there you go. There you have it. How I make my iced coffee at home. Oh, and by the way, if you do it hot, the only difference is while the espresso shots are brewing, I take the milk and the cream and I put it in a mug and I heat it up in the microwave, and then when it comes out I pour the espresso shot into that. The only difference in how I make the hot versus cold, and they're both as equally good and heavenly.